Welcome to the second lesson. In the first lesson, we talked all about the importance of learning how to relax our nervous systems in order to increase our chance for controlling our focus on what matters and being more productive in our lives. In this lesson, this is all about knowing where you're going. We want to be able to help get our focus and energy back on track. We want to get a sense of clarity and motivation that's there. We want to close the gap of where we are and where we want to be. We want to get better and better at controlling our focus so that we can shift our attention onto the things that are going to help us be more productive. The number one thing we need to ask ourselves when it comes to doing anything we want to do is what we want. We need to help influence the autopilot to make the changes we want. So if you wanted to, in the beginning of the day, be able to do 3 hours of writing, or you wanted to be able to focus on your email and knock out this many emails, or you wanted to, small things like that, to larger things, like you wanted to get this project done, or you wanted to get this book done, or whatever it was that you wanted to accomplish, we need to know what it is. What's that North Star that you want? So the way to influence our autopilot, that implicit memory that I was talking about earlier, the part of our brain that's actually automatically attending to something or another, is we have to not just know what we want, but we have to actually visualize it in our minds. We have to see it in our minds, and we have to embody it. Why do we have to embody it? Because we have to start showing our brain what the feeling behind it is. Because our brain pays attention to emotions. And on top of that, on top of embodying, we need to then positive emotion with it so our brain knows it's important. Here's an example. Every marketing company out there knows that you're going to buy something based on how you feel. And so they, in their commercials and their advertisements, they create a feeling in you. They create a really great feeling in you. I'll give you an example. My boys and I were watching the basketball finals not long ago. And when we were watching it, this one commercial kept coming out. It's a State Farm commercial. That's an insurance company out in the United States. And they made that commercial, they made you feel in that commercial like this sense of fun and playfulness, and they made you laugh in the commercial. And as a result, my boys kept asking me, do we have State Farm? Do we have State Farm? Can we get State Farm? And no, we don't have State Farm, but that's not for that reason. But it made them feel a particular way. And because of that feeling, they wanted that thing. So with whatever you want to focus on, the question is, do you have that feeling towards that thing? Do you have something you're telling your brain that it's important to pay attention to? I'll give you another example. Corona's a beer, and they oftentimes will create a commercial where they're pairing the beer with an incredible relaxed beach experience. So now every time you go to a beach, you want Corona because you're feeling in that commercial like good, and you're feeling cool, and you're feeling relaxed. In a recent commercial, they had the really famous rapper Snoop Dogg, doing it. So he represents this epic coolness, and then you have the beach. So, if you want to feel really cool and you want to be relaxed, you want a Corona. So they help you feel it and embody it, in their advertising. We have to do that to ourselves. So we have to know the outcome we want. That's the first thing. What do you want? This could be in a day, a week, a month, a year. You could do this for any one of it. We have to visualize it. What's it going to look like when I get it? What's it going to look like when I accomplish this thing? Then we have to embody it. We have to feel it in our bodies, and we have to celebrate that thing in our minds, and we have to feel that celebration. Therefore, we're telling our brain, hey, this is really important to pay attention to. Nelson Mandela said, I never lose. I either win or learn. The other thing about focus and productivity is we have to Have that learning mindset. Obstacles are inevitable, but we can learn from them and get back on track. And that's everywhere from 15 minutes getting lost in a social media hole to 3 months away from your greatest intention of your annual project that you wanted to do. So here's the practice of training autopilot. I'm going to bring you through this just very briefly. And so then you are going to have an experience of it. I want you to think of an outcome you want. Anything. It could be something in your day that you really want to do. This could be, again, getting a certain amount of work done, 2 hours, making sure you're talking to that person that you need to talk to. Or maybe it's about completing that book you've always wanted to complete. Or maybe it's about getting a regular meditation practice going and having that moment where you feel like you're in that rhythm. Something personal, something professional. Focus and productivity is in the workplace. It's also, in our personal lives too. So just think of anything. Visualize it in your mind. I want you to visualize the outcome that you've actually accomplished this thing, whatever it is. See it in your mind. See it happening and see how you feel physically in that accomplishment. And as you're picturing that, I want you to also, in your mind, feel so grateful and appreciative, almost like you're celebrating or someone's coming up to you and giving you a high five with that accomplishment being done. Noticing how you're feeling. This is the energy you want to bring into that project. So that's your what. That's your what. Visualize it, feel it. But first we have to know what our North Star is. Okay. Number 2, we have to know why we want it. So first we have to know what we want. That's pretty clear, right? Have it, embody it, celebrate it. But we also have to know why we want it. Why do you want this? What is it going to give you? What will change in your life if you had it? Will you have more freedom? Will you be able to dance more? Will you feel more confident? Will you get a sense of accomplishment? Will you get more money? And what will that give you? Will there be more achievement at work? Will you get the accolades of the people that you work with? Get the respect from them? What will you get? What do you get? How will this change your life? How will this change your day? What's this en route to getting you? Allow yourself to be really selfish in this moment. Knowing your why is the key to giving you the energy and motivation to do it. So in the what, we just brought you through a process that gave you a feeling. And so we're deepening it with this why to give you the energy and motivation to do it. Make it real, write it down. So as you're listening to this, I hope you're taking notes and thinking, how is this applying to me? Make it real, write it down. The first one is what? Second one is why. The third one is how. We need to now take consistent action to making this a reality. Think about for yourself, what have you taken consistent action in your life and gotten better at? So you know it's possible, right? Even if it's brushing your teeth, even if it's taking a shower, but even if you have written a book before, you have accomplished certain projects and tasks, you can do this process of what, why, and how for a day. Every day, what, why, how for what you need to get done. A week, span it out to the week. What, why, how for the week, and then break it back to the day. A month, a year. You want to go through this process. You want to visualize the what and celebrate it with all your might. Appreciation, gratitude. Tell your brain how important this is, right? And so that's the first tip. And then the tip number 2 is you want to think about the tasks on how you get there. For me, I know I've done this many times with an entire year, and I've reverse engineered all the way back. That's how I ended up creating CD programs. That's how I ended up creating online courses. That's how I ended up writing my books. And then, because what we do is we peel it back. We think about the tasks to get there, and then we create block time. We block out time in our schedule to do those tasks. We don't only do that. Next to that block time, we tell ourselves why we want to do it. What am I going to get out of it? So when we look at it in our calendar, we remember the importance of it, the purpose around it, and we get the energy behind it. So I want to bring you through that visualization practice again now. And I want us to take a little bit more time with it this time. So take a couple deep breaths and get in a comfortable position. Straight spine. I want you to think back for a moment onto a recent memory that was something you're really appreciative for, grateful for having happened. This could have been an accomplishment that you had, something you got done that you felt really good about, or this could have been an interaction that you had with someone you care about in your life, friend, family, coworker. Something you're just happy had happened. In your mind's eye, feeling so appreciative that this moment had happened. Sensing in your heart and your mind. Breathing in, taking it in. Taking in the good. I want you to reflect on something that you're wanting to get done, an accomplishment. This could be personal or professional. A project having had done, getting in a rhythm with some kind of work activity. Presentation had gone well. Completed something. In your mind's eye, see it happening. And feeling so grateful that you have gotten to that point. In your mind, celebrating that moment. Almost like you have a disco ball going off during that time. Now I want you to think about one more. Think about another success that you want to look forward to, another accomplishment. Another future event that you can feel proud of if you had the focus and productivity to get there. Imagining yourself in that scenario, who's there? How are you feeling having had that done? In your mind, like a big yes pops up. Feeling so grateful and appreciative that that has happened. Just noticing how you're feeling. Whatever these focuses are about, bringing this feeling into those actions. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.